right, let's get to this topic. So yesterday, actors Felicity Huffman, here we go, and Loughlin, they are among dozens of wealthy parents charged in a massive college bribery scheme. They allegedly paid thousands of dollars to a man who helped get their children into elite schools like Yale, Stanford. I know Georgetown was one of them. So first of all, how do you guys feel about this story? Of course, it's shocking, but what kind of punishment do you think they deserve? After all, they're just parents who are trying to give their children the best life.
Honestly, I'm not that surprised by this. I don't know. I feel like we should be. It's not the right thing to do, but I think that's just, you have money, you're able to get access to things that people who don't have money do. I think this is just sort of how the world works. So to me, I wasn't shocked by this. I feel like they probably have friends in their circles who have done similar things, and they went through a third-party person. So I don't know that they necessarily were saying, okay, we're going to do this illegal thing right now. It may have been a little bit more convoluted than that. It's not a good thing, but I just wasn't that surprised. Were you guys?
No, I'm disappointed in Aunt Becky.
Yeah,
I thought she had better decision-making capabilities. And I'm really disappointed in Frank Gallagher. Like, you aren't more creative to get your kid into college. Like, that's not the shameless way.
I know.
That's not how we do things in Chicago. But yeah, you guys have to know that this goes on everywhere, and it's you know, it's a gross display of elitism at its worst. And to be able to get your kids in college to act like they're a recruit. I mean, your kid's not even an athlete, so there's, these cases of, well, just act like they're a preferred recruit so we can get them into the program and get them into the classes they want. Well, what other kids are you taking away those chances to play college athletics?
Yeah.
It's just,
that's
ridiculous.
That's kind of what it came to for me, is the opportunities are being robbed of other people because of the elite status that these parents hold. But yet again, at the 4 different institutions that we all went to, you knew this went on. I mean, you'd be in class, or one of your buddies who you went to school with, you're like, how the heck did you get into this school? And, I was lucky enough to go to a very, very fine institution in Notre Dame. I did good academically, I did well academically, as I speak.
English major, you said?
Did well academically, but I don't know for certain if I would have been able to be admitted to that school. Having played athletics allowed another talent that pushed me through. And I was honored to have that. But yet still sitting there, I was like, well, why should I feel guilty because I was good at basketball when this person is, their dad runs some sort of maple syrup conglomerate or something like that and is here for that. You knew it went on. So to me, when this I know maple syrup conglomerate, but when this came out, I wasn't surprised at all. I was like, are they going to get in trouble for this? I don't know what the punishment is because I don't look at the parents as much as I look at the universities. I mean, this is how admissions works. I read stories of people who worked in admissions and said we'd read their essays, we'd study their resume, and we'd say, no, they're not good enough. But then some high-powered person in the office would come in and say, they don't need financial aid for 4 years. They're going to be able to pay. They're in. So this is not a surprise.
And USC, I was looking it up, where Loughlin's daughter goes, it's $55,000 a year. So it's not like it's complete equal playing field where I would be able to send my child there or something. You know what I mean? And I remember too, because her daughter's a YouTube star. I remember when she was getting ready to go to college, it was a big thing because she was saying, oh, I don't really care about going to classes. I just want to be there and party and experience it. So she got a lot of backlash from that and ultimately had to apologize for it. But I mean,
Brooke,
so let me though explain why this one is a little bit different, because I think initially, I think many people were like me when they felt like, oh, we know money buys you access. Like, what's the big deal? The difference here is, and I heard the prosecutor say this, which I think is huge, the federal prosecutor, they were saying that this isn't just, oh, we donated some money to get a building named after us, so let our kid in. This was fraud. They were falsifying documents. They were changing SAT scores. They were saying that they could play sports that they couldn't play, and then they would fake doctor's notes so that they wouldn't have to be on the team because they were never really on the team. People were putting the money into to a fake foundation, so the money wasn't going to anywhere positive. It was going into people's pockets. So it's not just, oh, the rich have access and this is just how our country goes. These are lies, and this is fraud.
That's a great point. It got so flagrant that they would say, one of the stories I saw was a family said, my daughter was a 3-year varsity letterman as a rower, and they submitted her rowing on the team. She never played on a team. And it was the face of a classmate of hers. It wasn't even hers. So, the lies run deep. I guess, Brooke, what I'm curious is, what do you think is going to happen to the Lori Loughlins of the world, to the Felicity Huffmans of the world in this situation? You think criminally they're going to find time behind bars, or is there going to be a slap on the wrist, a fine, and then life goes on?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, I think that is what it is. I think the bigger picture of the corruption of falsifying documents, when are we going to start holding people accountable to doing things like this instead of just making it a big news story? And then with all the memes that go around, like, that's great for all of our entertainment, but again, somebody loses the chance to have, an admission to a great school, the chance to play sports at a great school like USC. I mean, you're right, they're literally taking images and
crazy.
photoshopping the kid's face onto an athlete's body. It's like, are we really in this Instagram world right now? Like, everything we're doing that we're creating is fake, just to have a good story? I mean, I'd rather my kid be dumb and not get into
I know,
school
right?
Or
and
just
like live an honest
spend
life.
the money on a tutor.
You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, why don't you learn it instead of
Yeah.
having somebody tell you the answer?
I'm curious to hear from Lori Loughlin too, because she's someone that we all love. Aunt Becky.
I know.
She's
She's
doing
out of
that,
the-
Aunt Becky.
She was out of the country filming in Vancouver, so we'll see what she has to say when she gets
It's
back. 'cause
never would have happened if John Stamos was her
I
husband.
know.
Biggest surprise in all this is that she's out there still working, doing something.
No, she's huge on Hallmark Channel. Yeah.
Of course. Yes. Life as you know it may change in terms of how you get from point A to point B. The world's first flying cars, they're set to take off next year.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a Dutch firm is taking orders on the PALF V Liberty Pioneer, which is part Eurocopter, part car, and part motorcycle. Brooke, would you ride one of these?
I think I would. I mean, the last sort of like thing that fuels me anymore is being able to drive fast, because I've had a couple back surgeries, right? So I have, like, I don't know if it's an adrenaline junkie or whatnot, but I think I would be interested in
Well,
driving
just know
one of
you need to
those.
get a pilot's license to use one of these. So that's kind of the whole thing. I don't know what it will eventually morph to, but for now, these require that pilot's license. I mean, they climb up to 11,000 feet.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's
up to
math
100
involved.
miles per hour.
Yeah, math
Wow.
would be probably
Take a
involved in
lift.
it. Well, that's
Think
what
of
I'm
how
most
easy it would
curious
be
about.
during rush hour, though. I mean, normally I would be scared to go on something like this, but you just bounce over all the cars.
Yeah, but here's my question. Think about how bad a driver is on the road right now in Chicago.
Right.
Like when it rains, there's a little bit of snow. Like how ridiculous some of these drivers are, not impaired with alcohol, which is a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
But then think about, you move that to the sky then?
Yeah.
I'm good. Like, I'm already afraid of heights. I get nervous getting in a plane, and I hate people who say, hate's strong. I really get annoyed by people who say, it's safer to be in the air and flying.
Yeah.
You're less likely to get an
It is
accident
true,
than in a
though.
car.
It is
Well, I
true.
can control in a car. At least I can be like, I'm getting out of the car. You can't jump out of a plane.
Can
if
you
something
jump
goes
out
wrong.
of a car?
If you need to.
What are you, Inspector Gadget?
I just feel a little bit
yourself
closer.
in this?
The
Come
whole
on.
thing scares me. Like,
It's too soon.
Yeah,
it's
technology.
too soon. So we have the self-driving cars, which they've been testing out on the roads,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple areas have gotten them, not like 100% gotten them.
Yeah.
We have to work out the kinks for that before we say no wheels at all. It's just a little too far. And on a slightly more serious note, we just have these Boeing planes, the issue with these Boeing planes falling out of the sky.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
I
2
mean,
and 5 months.
we're trying to get regular airplanes to work and cars to drive themselves. It's too soon for me.
I just
I'll
hope
say
that they
much.
regulate them a lot more than drones, because drones are kind of going rogue all the time.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Those are regulated, but I mean,
But
you
a lot
can
of people don't
still
follow
go
it.
rogue.
The whole
Yeah.
thing for me is the idea of technology, just these advancements, and me not being ready for them. You know what I
It's
mean?
too
Yeah,
soon.
that is true.
You already see what's going on with technology and the video games and their impact in the youth and the generation before us, texting, these self-driving cars, and now I'm going to be in the mode where I'm behind if I'm not driving in a flying car. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just not ready for that. I'm not
Yeah.
ready for what it presents, and that's why I'm anti-technology, because I feel like it's out of your control. Like the society goes that way, and you just have to keep up and adjust with it. I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of that.
Yeah, I can't believe it's next year, guys. The Jetsons, it's happening. Flying cars.
Yeah, one step closer.
Krista, are you going to get into one of these bad boys?
Nope, no,
Yes.
no way, never, not happening, not me, not for me. I'm not even getting in a self-driving Tesla, like no chance. Like imagine being in the air and wanting to do a Chinese fire drill. You just can't do it, people, okay? Chinese fire drill and everyone gets out of the car at a red light. It's fun, okay? People have some fun with it. All right, this
And
is
illegal.
our cue hey of the day. We want to know, would you ever ride in a flying car? Why or why not? Tell us if you're scared or you're brave. Personally, this freaks me out. So let us know. Hit us up on social. We may read your answer on the show later on. Could you guys imagine public transit in the air? Like, I just cannot do it. And also, Felicia, Chinese fire drills aren't illegal. And if they are, have a little fun, okay?
To get out the car in the middle of the street?
In a red light.